Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now in Psalms, one of the Psalms, I can't remember just one, there's a phrase, be still and know that I am God. And you should look at that very carefully, because when you read it, you're reading it, or at least I used to read it, as if someone else. But look at it again. Listen at it again. Be still and know that I am God. You got it? The God is within you. Make yourself a blank when you have to adjust. Put a zipper on your lips and do your job. And that's it. And this is what I'll show you Saturday night. At 8 o'clock, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, chiropractic has gone through many trials and tribulations, and it has to be so, because if you read any endeavor, let's take breaking the sound barrier. You know how long it took to break the sound barrier? Planes had to be reshaped, restructured. Finally they did it. And it's the same with any endeavor. And chiropractic is an endeavor in order to bring about, when this place breaks down completely, a new nation. And it will break down. It is the law. I don't make the laws. I repeat the laws to you. This is what I do. I am, if you like, a preacher. But as winter goes into spring, so will what I'm going to tell you happen. Now when we read Genesis 1, it tells you, and out of the darkness God made the light. Okay? And this took me almost until a couple of weeks ago to recognize what I was reading here. And this tells me now that darkness is the fall of man, is the destruction of man. But somewhere in that Bible, there's a ray of light that tells us what it's all about. You see, the Bible is not very, shall I say, chronologically set. You read a verse here and then a verse there. And Isaiah tells us, here a little, there a little. A precept here and a precept there. In Ezekiel, I think it's chapter 37, the Valley of the Bones. Read it. It's important, especially for the chiropractors. It tells us there's a valley of bones there. And Ezekiel is here, and the Lord is here. And the Lord asks Ezekiel, can these bones come back again? And Ezekiel says, only you know, Lord. So he tells Ezekiel, Tell them to come together, and all the bones come together. Of course, this is all symbolic. You have to understand what is really being said here. And then they just stay there. So the Lord asked Ezekiel, can these bones move? Only you know, Lord. And then he tells Ezekiel, put the Spirit into them. And when the Spirit goes into them, they start walking away. Not only do they walk away with all their flesh, their sinews, their eyes, and everything. Symbolic, yes. But what does it really mean? Genesis 6:3 tells us that the Lord took away the spirit from man, and he became flesh, and he can live no longer than 120 years. He is flesh now. Flesh is the only thing that can really disintegrate and come back in a hurry. So as the New Testament, Paul, first earth Adam, then heaven Adam. In other words, this is a testing ground. Got it? Testing you and me. But we're so interested in the flesh, we're letting the flesh rule us. Let's get back to Ezekiel 37. Let's get back. From where did the Lord take the Spirit? Doesn't say that. You know, you got to work this thing out. The Spirit travels through the bones. The light travels through the bones. And it is that Spirit that keeps us well. Nothing else. And it is that Spirit, eventually, when we get connected or attached to the higher entity up here, which is the true God, then we gain immortality. Now if we look at ourselves and we see we're standing up and we put our hands out this way, each hand becomes a dish within a scale, and we can, the centerpiece stays still and weigh things. And this is what happened to us. The flesh. The flesh. Through the bones had to follow. And this is the lineal thinking or reckoning